Hi custodians, I'm John Fitzgerald. I wanted to give you a report on last week's Kickstart Webinar. Biggest we've ever done, thousands of clients on. And what amazed me is 43% right now of all of you are on the Catch Challenge. That is no caffeine, no alcohol, no tobacco, no sugar. Congratulations. I mean, that's a mammoth effort without any doubt whatsoever. And 43% is a very high rate of attendance of people who attended the webinar, who made a decision on the spot, no, I'm going to get onto the Catch Challenge. So well done. Goals were, the bold goals were the key to the Kickstart. And I was fascinated to learn that there's still a lot of people who struggle with goals and need tips on goals, but overwhelmingly 90% of you committed to really running hard at your goals this year. You know, we have to do this. Motivation comes down to really one thing: you taking a step every single day. That's what motivation is. It's not reading a book or hearing, it's actually taking one step every day. So many of you are taking your steps towards goals. Now, what was interesting too, the priority for goals obviously was health, and secondly was wealth. And that were the numbers that came out. On health, and this was a big number as well, 92% of you want to tweak your diet. Best advice I can give you that I practice myself is every third or fourth book I read, when I read generally a book a week, I'll read a book about diet or listen to something on diet. And there's some great stuff. Intermittent fasting, the gut, the grain brain, you know it, and it's in our book library. So if ever you need some referrals on that, email me and I'll get that stuff to you. Really, really exciting to hear that we're aware of these things, because what we put in our mouth and what comes out of our mouth, that's the most important thing to manage our minds, as I've said to you before, and our priority, health and wealth. Now, interestingly, 78% of people are optimistic about 2018. When we got down to financial strategies, here's where it got interesting. The majority of you, over 66%, and I agree with you, believe Brisbane is going to be the area that's going to run this year. And Melbourne, that was the tail end, or 30%, believe Melbourne will run. We're in those two markets, and we're also in Adelaide, because Adelaide will follow Brisbane and certainly Melbourne. Interestingly, that last year the Gold Coast rose by 7.7%, while Brisbane grew by around about 3%. So we're in that corridor, and the blend rate, and some of those suburbs in those areas grew by more than 10%. But where it got down to, the most interesting question I saw was that 3/4 of you, 75% of you, said that if you could add another $200 of income to your properties, that would change your long-term strategy. Now, the majority of you said our strategy is to continue to build more wealth. Build more in your portfolio. There are a lot, obviously, that are retiring, saying, no, I'm holding. But it is interesting if you say, because you say, okay, if I had another $200 a week in my pocket, that would make the whole difference. Guys, I'm telling you now, your best friend, and it's chapter, I think, 9 or 10 in 7 Steps to Wealth, make time work for you. Here's what we're doing in 7 Steps in the 7-Step strategy. We're building a land bank. Now, if you get to 4 or 5 properties, you might have 2,000 square metres of land. 2,000 square metres of land today might have 4 or 5 houses. In 5 to 10 years, that might be 10 to 15 houses. Why? Because the block sizes are getting smaller and smaller. And the other very interesting dynamic is that we've got a way to enable our assets today. So, as an example, we can pick up our phones and we can rent out our bedroom to a student, a foreign student. And there's nearly 1 million of them here at any one time. Or we can rent out our bedroom on Airbnb. There's 1 million tourists here at any one time. So we can enable these assets, and we can also do it on our rental properties. and particularly adding on to it. And that's why I coach every single one of you, build a land bank. That's the name of the game. That's the goal. So that if you've got a land bank of 1,500, 2,000, 3,000, we've even got clients, as you know, with up to 6,000 and 10,000 square meters of land. Not only are you set for life, generations and generations and generations are set for life. Amazing. And today, we've got the highest population growth and lowest interest rates in Australian history. If you're not going to do it now, you'll never do it. But a warm congratulations to everyone. Those of you on the Cats Challenge, stick to it. You'll be getting your text every day, your motivation, all those sorts of things. And remember, every day take one step towards your goals. And I'll leave you with this. Goals become habits. And habits are what make us. Daily habits. Success is just repetition. So practice those goals. And if you're not practicing your goal, then the best thing to do is to just close your eyes and feel you living that goal in every cell of your body. Seeing is believing. Thanks for listening to me.